Nobody says it's easy. So we have the 15th of December 2020, day number 15 of our 24 days of random awesomeness. And my right hand already is grabbing the bag of today. As I said yesterday, it sounds like a plastic foil, plastic wrapping. Let's see, what do we have today? What do we have? Just grab in there. I don't see in there. I'm just grabbing something out here. Okay. So for the nerdos, they probably already know what this is just by seeing this little spinny top. Let's grab something else. What else do we have? We have something in plastic foil. Let's put this here. We have some more plasticky parts in plastic foil. Let's take everything plasticky out here. What is this? Another piece of plastic. Maybe not inside of the candlelight. Okay, I think this is like the main attraction. And I really have to take care to not make things catch fire. Now, let's take something out where you know what it is, probably. Oh yes, it's the NES light gun phaser. Fire phaser. Let's put this maybe something further back. Yes, and what else do we have? We have an NES controller. We have two more of these things. And we have a cartridge, which is nicely put in there in a way that we don't see what it is yet. And that was it, I think. Yes, that was it for this bag. So, what do we have? Well, as a kid of the 80s, of course, I wanted to have a Nintendo Entertainment System once. And I got that for Christmas, I still remember. And there were several different variations of the packings. You had like the action set, it called here in Europe, where you get the light gun and two controllers and a game. And then you had like the deluxe set, I think. And that deluxe set had something in there I always wanted, but never bothered of getting. Because it came out, it was pretty, it did not work as expected. Or I think a lot of people were kind of... kind of unhappy with it. But after 20 years, I thought, well, I want one of these because it makes a nice piece of decoration. And as I am from the 80s, made in the 80s, I really thought, yes, I would need one. And they are getting more and more expensive, so I thought maybe it's time now to get it. And by the way, this is supposed to be like a video on my channel. I didn't came around yet, but this will sure be a video one day. Because I ordered this on eBay and I received this already a couple of months ago, and I haven't touched it yet really because I want to restore it on camera. Now, what is this? Well, you will see in a minute. Let's get rid of some of this foil we don't really need because this is just taking up so much space and causes another fire hazard as I don't have already enough here around this bench. Another plastic piece and another little plastic box. Okay, so that's that. You probably know what it is, right? As I know my subscribers, they are more or less subscribed to some of the same channels than I am. Now here is the main the main attraction of the day. Who is it? This is ROB. Robot Operating Buddy. Yes, this is Rob the Robot, the NES robot out of the early or mid 80s. Let's have a look right away. When does this came out? 1985 it came out. And as I said, this thing came out together with the NES. You could buy this separately, but I don't think what a lot of people bothered of buying it, because it came out. It was not really a thing that you want to play with for a long time, because this thing is super slow. And the idea basically was that you put this next to you while sitting on in front of your TV playing, and this guy's supposed to play with you. So that's why he is called Robot Operating Buddy. And this thing is broken for now. I want to fix it. As I said, I will make a whole video about him, disassembling him, cleaning him, and bringing him back to new life. And even later on, I will just having him standing in the shelf. I really like this design because this is like a classic robot 80s kind of design thing. And I really love this kind of props. And as you maybe already have seen, this has a little different color. That's simply because I was 3D printing those little plasticky covers. Yeah, there's a whole community online, so you can basically download the pre-made thing and just print it out in some sort of the right color. And yeah, and it fits pretty exactly in there, and that's pretty cool because at least so the batteries won't fall out. I did the same thing, by the way, with this thing, and we will see in a minute what this is. This battery cover, you can simply download this for free even, and just print it out, put it in there, and it fits like yeah, like an original part. And of course it would be more cool to have the original doors, but well, for now I'm good. And this is all filthy. There is so much dirt everywhere. As I said, I ordered this over in the States and brought it with me when I came back to Europe in June. And yes, this thing is yeah, untouched. As I said, it's not working for now. I put in some batteries. That's why I don't set it up the whole NES today, because it will be a separate video anyways, in detail. Just a quick look how this thing worked. Well, first of all, let's get us this thing here. Which way was this going in there? I think it went in there like this, and then you had like the original controller, not this one, but the rectangular one. It fits right in here, and then you had like a mechanical kind of bracket that when you push this, you see that it actuates this one or the other button of the controller. And well, the idea was pretty neat, but the thing is, oh, by the way, I forgot, there's a whole different setup still missing, which is this part, which belongs to here. And yes, yeah, let's start off by explaining how this whole thing worked. So you put in batteries here, you put in a big battery in here, you had these spinner tops that's supposed to get in here, and yes, you had some sensors or light sensors in here, which was basically an infrared kind of detection device. And you pointed this to your TV, and when you reach a certain point in your video game, the screen flashed, maybe for a couple of frames, which triggered the little electronic circuit to make this thing move. Also, the software itself could give directions to this thing, what side it's supposed to turn, and going up and down. Now, as I said, you put in a controller here. This thing is battery powered, so it would start spinning, and then Rob would turn around somehow like this. He would open his arms, he would get down, he would take this thing out, which is spinning. And there, by the way, there are two little hands missing. There were two clamps. I still have to print them out. He would take this thing and would put it onto, like, let's say, the red button, and it would continue spinning there for probably a minute or something, and it would keep this button pushed, and in the game, for example, kind of a pillar or a wall would go up or down, so you can walk further through the level. Kind of this thing, very abstract, I must say. Like, who came up with an idea to use a spinning top? Like, how complicated can we do this, or how, well, visually impressive can we do it? And yeah, kind of a neat thing. And as I said, the negative point is that this thing takes like 2 minutes or something to grab this thing and put it on there, and just all this for pushing one button. Yeah. So and also, of course, it eats batteries like crazy, as everything did in the 80s. There are only 2 games, I think, that came out with Rob the Robot, and one of them is Gyromite and the other one is Stack Up. Stack Up required a whole different setup of accessories. I think this is part of Stack Up, where you had some, I think you had 2 or something like this, and then you had like plastic pugs that were standing on here, and he had to stack one on the other or something like that, all combined into a Nintendo game. So this is Gyromite, as I said. This is basically like a little professor that walks through levels, and you have to move certain things out of the way, and that's where Rob comes in place, and he will he will move certain things. And I just think about, I forgot actually, I still have like original old posters from Rob the Robot when it came out. That basically was in the box of the regular Nintendo action set. Of course, they wanted to show children what next they need from Nintendo to buy. Yes. Oh, okay, so there you see, these are those hands you need to move the spinny tops. And yes, what else do we have? Okay, that's all for that one game. There you see, that's the Professor, Professor Hector and Professor Vector. And then you had the Sphinx, those were the guys you had to avoid. You had some dynamite, and these are those gates or pillars you had to move, or Rob needed to move with help of these spinny tops. You can even order parts or Rob the Robot by phone. Even I doubt that this number is still active. Probably it's some sort of a porn hotline nowadays. Gyromite. Yes. What else can I show you? Well, these 2 things came with the eBay auction with Rob, and I never had the Max controller, so I'm pretty happy of having that. And here in Europe, I don't remember having these gray light guns. I think they were always orange, like the later ones in the US as well. So I never had a gray one. Now I have a gray one. So this was a pretty good deal. Now I hope you enjoyed this shorter video. I know the last 2 videos were pretty long, at least the one with the MREs. So let's move some or make some space here for a little peek of tomorrow's item, because that is quite, let me grab it. Oh, it's a bit further away. Oh, that is basically a little heavy. This is like, at least, this weighs like, I would say 10 or 12 pounds. Pretty big. And yes, that will be tomorrow's bag of the 24 days of our random awesomeness extravaganza. I will put this next to me. I am really looking forward restoring Rob the Robot. And by the way, there's still a little piece of string attached to him. That's because in some of my past videos, if you may have seen, at the outro, you see Rob the Robot in action grabbing a matchstick, turning around and light up a board where you have the thumbnail that pops up later on. But you can click on with to watch some of my other videos. Now, yeah, a little bit of a shorter video today, but still quite interesting, and I'm pretty sure we can catch this up tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, see ya.